Itsuki Tomonari, a hard-working boy from a humble background, discovers that he has been accepted into the prestigious K Academy, where the children of Japan's most influential families study. On his way to school, he unexpectedly crosses paths with Hinako Konohana, a famous girl who appears to come from an incredibly powerful family. Shortly after arriving at the academy, Itsuki attracts the attention of the other students simply for being seen with her, even though he has no idea why. A flashback reveals that he was abandoned by his parents, left with almost no money, and forced to face life on his own. With no resources and about to begin a new chapter at school, Itsuki finds a lost wallet. While trying to return it, he witnesses the kidnapping of a wealthy girl. Acting on impulse, he steps in to help and ends up getting kidnapped as well. Once inside the hideout, the kidnappers discover that the girl is the heir to a powerful clan, completely changing the situation. Meanwhile, Itsuki notices the sharp contrast between his simple, chaotic life and Hinako's luxurious and equally bizarre world. Even while in danger, she continues acting in an unpredictable and anything but ladylike way. A few seconds later, Itsuki looks over at Hinako again and realizes that she somehow managed to spill almost the entire bottle of water all over herself while trying to take a drink. Confused, he asks if something happened. Hinako calmly replies that she has never gotten used to drinking from plastic bottles. Without wasting any time, Itsuki asks her to hand him the bottle so he can help her drink some water. Before that, he points out the small puddle she created on the floor and asks her to come a little closer. The moment she tries to walk, however, Hinako trips over absolutely nothing and falls face first onto the ground. The sight makes Itsuki let out a quiet laugh as he wonders how anyone could trip when there is literally nothing in the way. After she gets back up, Itsuki checks her forehead and notices that she only has a small scratch. He advises her not to keep touching it so it will not get infected. Once they put the incident behind them, Hinako asks why he ended up getting kidnapped as well. The question reminds Itsuki of the student ID he found earlier, so he finally returns it to its rightful owner. As soon as she gets it back, Hinako presses a hidden mechanism inside the card and confidently says that rescue will arrive soon. Itsuki has no idea what just happened, since it looked like nothing more than an ordinary student ID to him. Without showing the slightest concern, Hinako lies down to rest. Like the spoiled girl she is, she asks Itsuki if she can rest her head on his lap. The request leaves him completely flustered, since no girl as beautiful as her has ever done anything like that before. Even so, after seeing how clumsy she really is, her beauty no longer intimidates him the way it did at first. Feeling a little more at ease, he shifts his position so she can get comfortable. Hinako rests her head on his lap and comments that he is the perfect height. The remark makes Itsuki blush slightly, even though he cannot quite explain why. While the two continue talking, a special tactical unit begins surrounding the hideout under someone else's orders. At the same time, one of the kidnappers talks on the phone, apparently pleased that he has finally captured Kawhi Leonard. During the call, he negotiates the amount of money he expects to receive in exchange for the girl. Watching everything unfold, Itsuki thinks it is incredible that Hinako managed to fall asleep in such a dangerous situation. Still, seeing her asleep allows him to relax a little as well. Taking advantage of the moment, he gently wipes away the drool running down the side of her face. A few seconds later, Hinako slowly opens her eyes again. Suddenly, the kidnapper shouts into the phone, warning that if they keep messing with him, he will take out his frustration on the girl. Even after hearing the threat, Itsuki looks at Hinako and tells her she does not need to be afraid because, no matter what happens, he will do everything he can to protect her. Hearing those words, Hinako asks why he is willing to risk so much for someone he just met. The question leaves him speechless. As he thinks about it, Itsuki realizes that even if his own future seems hopeless, he still has the chance to save someone else. Maybe, in doing so, he can save himself as well. With that thought in mind, he admits that he cannot even explain why he is willing to go this far. His honest answer makes Hinako's eyes light up, smiling softly. She tells him that she likes him and says that being around him makes her feel incredibly safe. Hinako goes on to say that Itsuki smells like a futon that has just finished drying in the sun. After the rather unusual compliment, she explains that she has had many caretakers throughout her life, but they were all serious and overly strict with him. However, everything feels different. Because Itsuki treats her naturally, without any formalities, she can truly relax, and that makes her genuinely happy. Her words catch him completely by surprise. A moment later, Nanko asks for his name. Without thinking, he accidentally replies that his name is Itsuki Tomonari. Hinako then introduces herself as well. However, before she can continue, a grenade crashes through the window and explodes inside the building, filling the entire room with smoke. The rescue team storms the hideout and arrests the kidnappers, initially holding Itsuki at gunpoint as well before quickly realizing that he is just another victim. Deputy Commander Shizune leads the operation and confirms the situation with Hinako, who assures everyone that he is not a criminal. After the rescue, Shizune lightly scolds Hinako for leaving without telling anyone, but she completely ignores the warning. Hinako then surprises everyone by announcing that she wants to take Itsuki with her. Without hesitation, Shizune agrees and immediately begins treating it as an official arrangement. From that point on, the bigger picture becomes clear. Shizune has already thoroughly investigated Itsuki's background, uncovering his extremely difficult financial and family situation. Because of that, she and the Konohana family recruit him to become Hinako's personal caretaker under strict rules, with severe consequences if he ever crosses the line. Itsuki is taken to the enormous Konohana family mansion, where he witnesses the true extent of the family's wealth and influence. There, Keijin, Hinako's father and the head of the conglomerate, confirms that she has grown deeply attached to Itsuki and insists that he is the perfect person to take care of her. Before fully explaining the job, they begin showing him Hinako's unusual and troublesome daily life, revealing that taking care of her will be far more complicated than Itsuki ever imagined. As the video continues, Itsuki becomes more and more shocked, mainly because the Hinako on the screen is nothing like the one he knows. In the footage, she appears flawless, elegant, and graceful in every movement, completely different from the clumsy girl he has seen so far. The contrast is so overwhelming that he asks Shizune who that person really is. She simply confirms that it is indeed the same Hinako. Seeing his confusion, Keijin explains that Hinako knows exactly how to behave like the perfect young lady whenever she is in public. However, she has another side. Judging by Itsuki's expression, Keijin realizes that the clumsy version is the one he met the real Hinako whenever she is away from the public eye. According to Keijin, once she is out of society's spotlight, Hinako becomes exactly as she is in the video. And that side of her makes life incredibly difficult for any caretaker, to the point of being almost unbearable. He even mentions that her previous caretaker recently quit after being hospitalized with a stress-induced ulcer, which does little to reassure Itsuki. In short, Keijin explains that a caretaker's job is to work behind the scenes, making sure that Hinako's true personality never appears in public or damages her reputation. After explaining everything, Keijin asks what Itsuki thinks of the offer, making it clear that he genuinely hopes he will accept. Nervously, Itsuki asks about the salary. Keijin answers without hesitation, "Of course you'll be paid." He also explains that Itsuki will live in the mansion and have all his meals provided. He then offers him 20,000 yen per day, leaving Itsuki stunned since he had planned to ask for much less, around 8,000 yen. Keijin mistakes his silence for rejection and immediately raises the offer to 50,000 yen a day. Panicking, Itsuki quickly explains that it is actually the opposite and that 20,000 yen is already an incredible amount of money for him. Keijin then becomes more serious and emphasizes that the responsibilities of a caretaker are far greater than Itsuki realizes. He asks whether Itsuki understands why Hinako must maintain such a flawless public image. Without waiting for an answer, Keijin explains that it is to secure a favorable marriage in the future. Recently, the Konohana group has been facing internal conflicts and fierce business rivalries, making that marriage crucial to the family's future. Because of that, Hinako must maintain a perfect reputation at K Academy and during social events. The caretaker is the one responsible for making sure that happens behind the scenes, protecting both her reputation and the reputation of the Konohana family. In the end, Keijin asks him directly whether he is ready to take on that responsibility. Itsuki accepts the position as Hinako's caretaker for a salary of 20,000 yen per day. with his first day scheduled for the following morning. Keijin, Jinako's father and the head of the Konohana family, makes it clear that the job requires constant supervision because Jinako is extremely dependent on her caretaker. Before ending the meeting, he delivers a direct and chilling warning, making it clear that any inappropriate behavior toward his daughter will have fatal consequences, leaving Itsuki thoroughly intimidated. Afterward, Itsuki is settled into the mansion and informed that he will also attend K Academy alongside Jinako. To make that possible, he is given a school uniform and a fake identity that presents him as the heir to one of the Konohana Group's subsidiary companies, ensuring that no one will question his presence. From then on, Shizune puts him through intense training to prepare him for his role as Jinako's caretaker. His training includes academics, strict etiquette, and even hand-to-hand combat. Despite his determination and experience with physically demanding jobs, Itsuki quickly realizes that he is nowhere near prepared for this completely different world. Exhausted, he returns to his room only to find Jinako already asleep in his bed, treating the room as though it belongs to her. At the same time, his personal life continues falling apart. He can no longer get in touch with a close friend and decides that he will not be able to attend his old school anymore. Jinako only makes things more complicated by confiscating his cell phone and insisting that he act more naturally around her, effectively keeping him by her side at all times. With no real alternatives, Itsuki reluctantly begins adjusting to his new reality. In the end, he accepts the chaos of becoming Jinako's caretaker. I heard that you addicted to them